Gee, your hair smells terrific.
Junior high in the 70s wasn't about grades. It was about survival. From gaucho debates to deodorant drama, every hallway decision could make or break your social life. The deodorant divide.
Why are women so happy about new Tickle antiperspirant? Is it because Tickle is the first roll-on with a big, wide ball?
This was no small matter. This was identity. Tickle came in giant neon bottles and made deodorant feel like a slumber party activity. The commercials were all giggles, roller skates, and that massive rollerball applicator that felt like you were applying cologne with a tennis ball. It was fun, flirty, and smelled like fruit salad at a cheerleader's house. Then there was teen spirit. Later in the decade, but no less divisive. It had the name, the scent, and the vibe of a girl who wasn't messing around. It wasn't cute. It was cool. You didn't twirl when you put it on. You nodded like you just made the cheer squad and aced your math test. Feathered bangs. Beauty or battle? You either nailed the swoop or you lost the war. Feathered bangs weren't just a style, they were a commitment. You had to blow dry, brush back, curl under, then spray until they held like helmet hair, but still looked like you could jog down a beach and not break a sweat. Farrah Fawcett made it look easy, but junior high girls knew the truth. One wrong move and you had a crispy triangle of shame. There was no neutral ground on this one. If you didn't feather, people assumed your mom still cut your hair in the kitchen. Choir, volleyball, or drama, where did you find your people? This was the original What's Your Clique test. Choir kids had folders, lip balm, and a knack for acting superior about harmonizing. Volleyball girls were confident, knee-padded, and could spike a ball and an ego without blinking. Drama kids, eyeliner, accents, and spontaneous grease solos. After-school activities weren't hobbies, they were declarations. The Great Gaucho Debate. Let's settle this once and for all. Were they pants or were they a prank? Gauchos showed up in homerooms like a fashion ambush. One day, no one had them. The next day, half the girls were wearing these knee-length, flared, culotte-looking things like it was the second coming of fashion. You either embraced the breezy freedom or stared in confusion, wondering if someone had forgotten to finish their skirt. Some wore them with knee socks, others with tall boots, but everyone had an opinion. And even now, if you bring them up, you'll get one of two reactions: fond nostalgia or a full-body cringe. Hey, before we dive back into the locker room politics of the 70s, let me ask you something. If you've already watched one of my videos and you're here again, that's basically the YouTube version of saving me a seat in the cafeteria. So hit that subscribe button. We're building a tribe here, one Aquanet memory at a time. And if you're on Facebook, come hang out there too. It's like a digital homeroom for everyone who remembers what "Gee, your hair smells terrific" actually smelled like. Ditto jeans versus Levi's. Choose your side.
This book comes attached to Ditto's tops and jeans. It's called The Book on Fit.
This one split best friends, even sisters. Levi's were the standard, sturdy, classic, no nonsense. They came in one color, denim. Maybe you cuffed them, maybe you ironed them if you were a psycho, but they were dependable. You wore them on field trips, to birthday parties, and in your school picture if you didn't feel like wearing corduroys again. Then came Ditto jeans, high-waisted, tight as sin, and available in colors not found in nature: peach, cranberry, seafoam. They had that horseshoe seam in the back that promised to make every girl look like a Charlie's Angel, even if she was more of a Scooby-Doo side character. Levi's girls rolled their eyes. Ditto girls strutted. Nobody wore both. It was like the denim version of a Coke versus Pepsi taste test. Disco versus rock. Which side of the cafeteria were you on? This one wasn't a trend. It was a Cold War. On one side, you had the rock girls, feathered hair, denim jackets, band patches, and an ever-present notebook scribbled with Led Zeppelin logos and I Heart Steve Perry doodles. They weren't mean, but they judged. On the other side, disco girls. They wore satin pants, glitter lip gloss, and danced like no one was watching, except everyone was. They knew every move to The Hustle, and probably had the Bee Gees on 8-track in their locker. If you liked both, You kept quiet. Liking both was like saying you enjoyed both math and gym class. It just didn't happen. G. Your hair smells terrific versus Herbal Essence. Pick your potion.
Gee, your hair smells terrific.
These two shampoos were the olfactory signature of an entire generation. G. Your hair smells terrific wasn't just a name, it was a promise. Flowery, sweet, unmistakably girly. The scent could knock you over from 3 lockers away. Girls who used it usually had butterfly barrettes and great handwriting. Then came Herbal Essence, earthy, musky, like a forest hippie had bottled spring rain and decided to sell it in drugstores. It wasn't trying to be pretty, it was deep. Girls who used Herbal Essence probably doodled peace signs, had a crush on someone in art class, and talked about astrology before it was cool. And once you picked a side, that was your scent. Changing brands was basically changing identities. Monogrammed sweaters, trendy, or teacher's pet. There was a moment in the 70s where walking into school with your initials embroidered across your chest made you look like you had arrived. You were preppy, polished, and probably color-coded your peachy folders. Of course, some girls wore them ironically, pairing them with frayed jeans and chewing gum like they didn't care. But most of the time, if you had a monogrammed sweater, you were also the one who passed notes folded into elaborate triangles that smelled like Love's Baby Soft. Donny Osmond or David Cassidy. Whose poster got the prime wall spot? You could only pick one, and you'd better pick correctly or risk being excluded from at least 3 sleepovers. Donny Osmond was clean-cut, sweet, and safe. His teeth practically glowed. If you liked Donny, your notebook was probably bubble letters, and your favorite movie was something involving a horse. David Cassidy was dreamy, dangerous, but not really, and had just enough bad boy energy to make your mom nervous. Girls who picked David usually doodled Mrs. Cassidy all over their folders and hummed I Think I Love You until teachers begged for mercy. If you were really rebellious, you liked Leif Garrett, but that's a whole other story. The library kids versus the mall rats. After school told the real story. Library kids headed straight for the card catalog, signed up for the typewriter room, and had bookmarks with inspirational quotes. They loved, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, and were genuinely excited for the Scholastic Book Fair. Their backpacks were tidy, their pens matched. Mall rats? They were a different breed. They had a pocket full of quarters, an orange Julius in one hand, and a dream of spotting someone from gym class at Spencer's Gifts. Their perfume cloud could be detected from 2 stores away. If they read anything, it was Teen Beat while waiting for their friends in the food court. Both groups judged each other, fiercely. But deep down, they were probably reading the same Judy Blume books, just in very different seating arrangements. Looking back, junior high wasn't about trends so much as it was about tribes. You didn't just wear gauchos or slap on some teen spirit for fun. You did it to belong, or to rebel, or to stand out just enough without standing alone. Some of these trends still make sense. Others? Not so much. But all of them shaped how a generation of girls saw themselves, saw each other, and strutted their way through the wildest, weirdest, most wonderful years of their lives. So whether you were a Ditto girl with David Cassidy on your wall or a choir kid with perfect bangs and a bottle of Tickle in your gym bag, you were part of something. Something very 1970s. Something unforgettable.